potentially you're risking your reputation.
It's a difficult path to tread, and it's interesting that, you know, Charlotte Lucas suggests to Elizabeth Bennet that maybe she should be slightly more forthcoming towards Mr. Darcy.
Well, and also, doesn't she say that Jane should do the same to Mr. Bingley to secure him, and that she should actually be warmer?
Yes, yeah,
than
that's
she
right,
really
to completely seal the match.
Which is interesting, because there are these conduct book rules of how young women should behave. Yeah. Somebody's got to break the rules a bit for a courtship to move forward.
It is warm in there, but it also looks beautiful with the candles. I'm delighted that I did get a costume so that I can experience what the ball's like. I'm actually feeling quite excited. Lizzie hates it. Although everyone seems to have quite a good time here, there are all manner of disasters and social awkwardnesses, which I suspect I may be about to experience myself. Ellie. Hello.
You look really good.
Good, thank you.
You do like it?
I do like it, actually.
Wow.
I think it makes the guys look
She's nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
You please take your partners for Lady Caroline Lee's once.
I'm really struck by how much looking is possible, because even if you're not dancing with the man you're interested in, you could be sort of twirling about in full view.
Yeah, I think that was really brought home to me. Yes, you never get such close encounters with people, and a permission to kind of stand and stare. It was said in the late 18th century that a man who could not dance was at a disadvantage to love, because he couldn't show himself in his best form.
But the other thing which is striking is what happened when Alistair joined the dancing, because you could see all the girls around him were really...
It's funny double sense. Even while you're looking at the person you're most interested in, you hope they're looking at you, you're being watched by other people. Some very kind of private moments that people are having, but in front of everybody else. Yes, and everybody else coming to conclusions about who's with who and how they're behaving and what it tells them. Even the most intimate encounters are also a performance.
At least I didn't disgrace myself. I wasn't quite Mr. Collins. More raucous and a little bit ragged around the edges. And I think that's a good thing, because it's real. And it's not that vision we have of the past, in which it's extremely decorous and tightly controlled. It's like a proper ball should be. At least I think tonight I proved every savage can dance. It feels trance-like and almost mad. You wouldn't know that until you do it. And I guess that's one of the real pleasures about restaging this ball, is that we can go back to the book with a much more nuanced understanding of what Austen wrote, actually approach it almost like those very first readers in 1813.
One inescapable factor is the heat. Right on cue, Ivan's frozen punctual remain arrives to relieve us.
That is good. It's got a bit of a kick, but that's refreshing. These were traditionally served in between dances, and the idea was that it was an opportunity to scan the room and see if you could think about your next partner. If you danced twice with someone, that was a particularly good sign, especially if you're Mrs. Bennet and you notice that Jane and Bingley have danced twice. These spoons actually belong to the Prince Regent. They come from Brighton Pavilion. I think they're rather valuable as a result.
Yeah. Dance at the end. I'm sure after you've had one of these in between every dance, that dance is fun.
I feel a bit like we could dispense with the spoons and then just down it, but that probably wouldn't be very Regency.
No.
I just need to consult my oracle here. Right, we basically need to stop dishing up. We need big spoons, we need ladles, we need slices.
Down the corridor, the last dishes are ready for the waiters. In a few moments, our guests will taste of fricando veal and the remarkable coal fowl with skewers, or atelier, garnished with crayfish, olives and black truffles. Amongst the hot fare, a favourite of Austen's, the dish of slow roast and strewn with hard-boiled egg yolks, mushrooms, horse meatballs and sweetbreads.
This is a dish that gets mentioned a lot in Jane Austen's novels, particularly in Pride and Prejudice. It's a ragout of veal. This is emblematic, really, of the sort of thing that would have happened in Mr. Darcy's kitchen. And it's a dish that is heavily associated with the enemy of the period, which is France. So it's not considered really to be a patriotic dish to eat, and it's associated with foppish and high living. Mr. Hurst, who was very fashion conscious, when he discovered that Elizabeth actually preferred a plain dish to a ragout,